Just
Here we go. Good evening, everybody. This is Hunters of the Paranormal with Ghostly Hunter and the Fort Worth Phantom, and we're going to do a photograph review of some photos that David's taken and some of the anomalous things that he's seen in this photograph and his explanation of what some of it is. And he's got some really good stuff, and we're going to get started here right now. Okay, so this first photograph you're showing us here, David, I'm gonna try to circle. You say you think the one is an eye up in this area right here,
see, see the little yellow dot between the two twigs?
right here and up
Yeah,
here, or
yeah,
which one? Which one?
there and there. But then there was also something. I could be wrong, but there was also something like in the middle, up at the top, that looked like ear tips and a snout on the bigger one.
Tell me which direction to go, right or left?
Left.
This. So go this way.
Yeah.
I'm
But
looking
like I
here.
said, that could be nothing.
Oh, I
But
see. I see what you like back in the very back, like right in here. It's kind
yes,
of like a black ear tip.
yes, and what's odd is I didn't see it that well, but when I filtered it, it was like the eyes popped out, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's a keeper. And I'm working hard on making my pictures clear, because we get a lot of haters out there. Why are your pictures blurry? These aren't nothing. Blah 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 blah. So I mean, it's not about that. I'm gonna post whatever. I could care less what they think. But it's true. A clear picture is better evidence, and I'm working on that. I'm doing all this on a camera phone, so bear with me, y'all.
Will you explain to him about the dark patches like that we're seeing here, where it's like dark in the green, and that you don't see that when you go back out there and look?
No. Okay, this is how I take my pictures. I was told by a good friend of mine, Paul Chafin, also Kirk Stokes, and they told me not only that, a great researcher, Scott Carpenter, and I didn't know it. Scott Carpenter records from behind, and then the whole time I was doing it wrong. I was just going out there snapping random pictures and coming home and reviewing them. Well, I might see a couple things, but when they told me that, it was like it jumped from 20% to me finding something to 70 just from me recording from my back. And I record frame by frame, and it takes forever to go frame by frame. But I want to try to catch something, either popping its head out the bushes, or so that way it's not a tree stump and it's not uh, uh, a different kind of critter, or what have you. But anyway, on this picture, I went, recorded behind me. I like to take my fishing pole, and I set my fishing pole down and took a hike. It's probably about a half a mile hike down to where it stops, to where it gets too rocky and snaky. A lot of water moccasins, so I stopped going. Uh, but there's more wooded areas that you can go to. But anyway, set my fishing pole down, started taking pictures. Didn't see anything like this until I got home. And I'm like, okay, I know exactly where that's at. I'm gonna go back. It's probably a trash bag or something, and it takes me, literally 5, 7, 10 minutes to get back down there. I mean, the woods are right behind my apartment complex, so I get down there and I know exactly where that spot was at, because I know where I laid my fishing pole. I just know, and nothing around these bushes were black, jet black, nothing, all leaves. And I took a picture of that as well. And that's another thing I'm going to start doing, is before and after pictures, because that would be smart too. But you're going to have your people say, oh, that's a different. I've done that, and people say, oh, it's a different area, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's what happened that day.
Do you want me to scroll up and find another picture, David?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see what we can do. Sorry, it's going to be
No, you're
quick.
good. I definitely got uh, I definitely
Sorry, it's
got
going
some
to
good
take me a
ones.
minute here.
I got some better ones, or I wouldn't have put them on there for you because I like to share them with you guys.
So take me a second. I'm looking. Let's see. David from Texas. Here's one. It might take a second for it to load here.
Did I send you the Catman photo?
Yes, I think that might be this one if I can
Yeah,
get it to
it's
pull
one
up
of
here.
hey, it's one of the only ones I took at nighttime, and I won't do it again.
Can
No,
you
I
see
think
that
that
very?
no, I don't think that's it. I think that's one I added eyes to. Oh, yeah, that is one I took, and yes, I did. I add eyes to it. The one that stuck out to me with that was the tips of the ears. But the thing is, it only had like one big long tip of the ear.
Yeah, the other side looks like it's
And then also
hidden.
a snout. You can see a snout, and also if you zoom in, there's also nostrils and nose. I
Let me
put,
see.
you know,
How's
you know,
how's that?
yeah, perfect, perfect. It almost had a black and gray hue to it. And the reason I add the eyes, people will say, "Oh, you add eyes because you trying to make it look more real and it's fake." No, I add the eyes to give the people a perspective of where the face is, and then they can make out the details themselves, where the nose, eyes, put the picture together themselves in their brain. Uh, and I usually will put that in the description that yes, I did add the eyes, but I also have tons of pictures where I don't add eyes. I've got pictures of these things in broad daylight with yellow eye shine in the bushes behind my patio.
Well, you can see the different colors, like
Hmm.
like in it, like there's like a little bit of brown in it, and a lot of gray. It looks like, and you can see the green in the leaves
Yes,
around it.
yes,
But
and that was
it's not like it's not like you added the eyes to try to trick anybody. You just added it to show
no,
what you are seeing
yes,
on here,
yes, yes, yes.
and there's
Not
nothing
doing
wrong
it,
with
not
that.
doing it to be like, oh my God, I'm making this look like a werewolf. No, it's simply to give the person a perspective of all the facial features, and
The
I
ear,
usually let them
right?
know that. I might have forgot, but I thought that
Right.
one was I thought that one was interesting. I just thought I was like, man, where's his other ear at?
Yeah. It it kind of got cut off there,
But
didn't it?
the people talk about the black and the gray, the fur color.
Yeah.
That's it right there, man. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It sure is. That's interesting. Did you hear anything that day, or do you ever get a
Nope.
sixth sense or a feeling of
I've
anything?
okay. I've never. I will take that back. I've heard critters. I've heard critters in the creek getting mauled, but that could be anything. We have coyotes. Uh, we have hawks that will fly down and catch critters. Me and my wife hear that not often, but it happens. We live by the woods and there's a creek, so there's a lot of critters. But never heard any howling. I have heard whoops like a Bigfoot whoops and like the owl call. You can tell a real owl call from a fake one, but I'm like, really? Do I have Bigfoot here in Fort Worth? I didn't. I couldn't put my mind around it, and but no, no, no. Go back to your question of the dread. I've had that happen to me 2 or 3 times, and that was in broad daylight when I was going to take pictures. I got down there, and as soon as I got down there, it was weird. It was like telepathically something telling me, "Go home right now. Like you're not wanted here. Go home." And that's what I did. That one right there. I took that almost a year ago, and that's a good picture there.
One of the things that stands out in these pictures to me is the darkness of whatever that object is back in the bush.
Exactly. Exactly. And see, those are. I didn't add those eyes. The eyes are there, And not only that, I can't tell if it looks like it's
Are these the eyes
like
right here? This one over here?
standing up slightly, or it's just crouched. Or it's just maybe sitting like a dog does, you know.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I've
But
got to find that one. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good.
I want to look for. Did you feel anything this particular day or whatever? That almost looks like a bear, kind of.
You know, a lot of comments in my,
Shape.
a lot of people comment on my pictures in the groups, and they say panther and bear. Man, it's very rare for a panther, but we don't have bears in Fort Worth. No way.
Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah.
Nah,
Um,
no, they're all East Texas in the country, and you know, Texarkana, stuff like that.
can you tell us, David? See the tree in front of that. What diameter would that tree be? I can see the bottom part of the diameter looks like it's a little bigger than what. Would it be like, say, 4 inches around, 6 inches around, or 10,
I
8,
would
10,
say
12
I would
inches?
say I would say the distance from my camera, since it's not blurry. Um, you know, I took that picture not that far away. Surprisingly, and the reason I say that is, you know, I didn't see it, but because of how clear it comes out, I get an idea. Because the more you zoom, the pixelation gets distorted. So I would say, yeah, 4 or 5 inches maybe.
Yeah, so that would give us a little perspective
And
on
then another thing
size.
is, do you see a little? It's hard to tell. On a lot of my pictures, there's a white stripe going down the snout of the nose. It's kind of hard to make out here in this one.
If I point this out, I don't know if you can see my pointer or whatever on the video. Is that what you're talking about? Like right in that area? Because there's like a
Yeah,
line
a little bit up, right
uh,
there.
right in here.
I check this out, Lee. I have probably caught in probably 5 or 6 more pictures with a white stripe, just like that. Isn't that
So
weird?
it's yeah. So it's like
And in different places.
you'll see the dark spot like that, and then you'll catch the white in the like
Yeah,
the snout or whatever.
that stuck out to me. The more I looked at it, I'm like, wow. And then, and you know, a month would go by, I would see another one in my picture, and I'm like, wow, that has a white stripe too. Is this a mother? You know,
This one,
making
this is
pups,
going to
and then
blow.
this is you know what we're. I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
This is going to blow your mind here, but I don't know if everybody can see this, but right up in here, right in this area right here, it looks like an alien gray with big black eyes. And then you can see where it looks like the neck and the shoulders. And then it almost looks like a little hand on this side and a hand over here. And then
Wow.
do you see
You
it?
know what? You know what? I see that, and I cannot believe I missed that. Hey, I always say two sets of eyes is better than one, and man, I'm glad that
Do you see it? Like he
you
said,
look over my pictures, and you're more than welcome to look over my pictures, because man, a lot of people see other things that I don't.
did you see that? Do you see that, David? Like the shape
I,
of the head? And
I do
do you
now. Yep,
see there's a little spot right there on that side where,
I
yeah.
sure do. I sure do. And have you heard the encounters of small aliens riding on dogmen?
I heard you say something about that, and then
Yes.
I thought I heard somebody say there was a Bigfoot that had one on its shoulder or
There
something.
was a well, I didn't hear about the Sasquatch, but there was definitely a dog man. There was a check this out. There was a just real quick. I forgot who it was. It was an encounter. I want to say in somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, a UFO encounter. And this gentleman, you know, they were camping. They saw the UFO. Next thing you know, a dog man's running through the woods past their campsite, and the guy swore. He goes, man, he was scared to say, because you know, they're going to lock him up in a psych ward, you know, for saying, let alone a dog man and a UFO, but a 3 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot creature on the shoulder of it. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
yeah, that's people don't want to talk about that stuff because of that a lot of times.
Like I said, I'm open to all possibilities.
Well, can you hear me okay, David? I just turned my gain down a little bit.
Yeah,
Do you know who? Have you ever heard of a guy? His name is Kawani Lapsaritis. He's a Bigfoot guy, and he talks about him being psychic and being able to communicate with you telepathically. And um,
haven't
he
haven't
said
heard of, haven't heard of them, but I've heard a lot of people with that same theory.
one of the things that he said was that the dogmen are the guardians of portals. And if they're the
I have
guardians of
heard that.
portals, then the aliens may be coming through the portals, and that might have been why one was sitting on the shoulder of a dog man.
And kind of a connection there with the graveyards, man. What if it's
Mm-hmm.
a what if it's a they're guarding the portals of
Heaven,
the yeah hell the
earth,
hell
and heaven,
realm
and
and all that.
hell, and
You just never know.
yeah, it's
A lot of
wow.
interesting stuff, man.
Yes, it is. That Kiwani Lapsaritis. My wife had an experience. We listened to it 2 nights in a row, and both nights she falls asleep just like at the drop of a hat. And both
So,
nights
sounds like that
she
sounds like my wife. It drives me crazy.
she told she told me to shut that off because she said that was real. That she said that she had seen a
I remember
Bigfoot
you telling me
standing
that.
at the side of the bed and was
Yeah,
messing
you
with a blanket.
didn't you say she said it 2 or 3 times? Turn it off. That's real.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and she was. I could hear the fear in her voice, like
Wow.
she was
Wow. Hey, we all have
legitimately
a sixth
scared.
sense. We all have a sixth sense, and she definitely was right about something to warn you about that.
Yeah, and she doesn't just buy into that stuff hook, line, and sinker. I mean, she's a professional. She works in an office and university, so she doesn't believe just anything, because people try to pull the wool over her eyes, students and whatnot. So,
Hey,
uh,
what better person to get to you because people like you and me, we're gonna be blown away and just want to learn about it instead of the dangers, you know.
oh yeah, oh yeah, she sure was intimidated by it. I can tell you that. And whatever happened to her, I didn't see the covers moving. I didn't see Bigfoot standing by the bed or anything. But that doesn't mean that her being in the dream state or that state of mind that she wasn't seeing it. I believe her. I believe she was seeing what she was seeing because she was sure genuinely spooked.
I
So,
believe it too. Hey, having the
well,
blankets pulled off of you is no fun,
you had that
especially
experience,
when you're wide
haven't you?
awake.
Isn't that something? I don't. That's weird. I'm going to try to find another one here, David.
Hey, do
Okay,
you
here's.
not to cut you off? Do you have the one with the? It seems like everyone's favorite picture recently. It's the one that it looks like it's a full body and he's crouched down and he's covering his eyes like this, and you can see one eyeball, and it looks like
Is
he's
it?
looking through. But it looks like he's looking through binoculars.
Is he? Is he got like a hooded figure?
No, 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 no. The hooded figure was something else. That was creepy, but I posted it not too long ago, and you were like, "Dang, Dave, you caught that one?" I was like, "Yes, sir." And then I posted it, and in like 2 days, it had like almost 100 something. Um, nah, wait, no, that's not it. It had like, man, everybody just loved it. It even Paul said that right there was my best picture.
Right here is
There's the
a very
cat man.
yes. You want to talk about it for a minute until we find that other one?
Sure. I'll this one.
Hmm.
This one right here, I showed my wife, and she said, "That's it. We're moving."
I don't think I blame her, David.
um,
What in the world? What in the
I mean,
world
you
is
know
that?
what? I don't know what you did, but it shows up so much better on yours than it does mine. Mine is so much darker.
Hmm.
Like
Man,
I
you
can
can.
make that. Like I can even see the fur. It looks like fur around the face, the whole head. Do you see
Yeah,
that?
like over in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look, and look, it even comes over this way, like it's rounded. Like, man, that eye right there, it it is creepy. Look at it; it's got like a slit in it,
Yes,
and then
yes.
you can see
One
this
person
one
told
here.
me it's like a Jeepers Creepers vibe, man.
Yeah, that's
And even
wow.
even that big old snaggletooth or whatever that is. And on the
Like what?
right, I don't know what that is. If it's a claw, it look to me in my other picture, it looks like a claw moving the leaf out of the way.
Like right here, like right
Yeah,
up in this area right here.
yeah.
Yes, and look at
And
the
I've had
shine
people
to the
tell me,
nose.
yeah, yeah, isn't that? I
Look at
mean,
the you can see the nostrils in the nose.
I mean, it just blows me away. But you know what? Not one person has said pareidolia because of that picture right there. I mean, it has ears, it has eyes, it has the slits in the eyes, it has nose, nostrils, it has teeth, it has the whole shape of the head, it has this menacing looking. I mean, it's just scary. Uh, oh, one person said, one hater in my group said, "Oh, you made a cardboard cutout and stuck it out there." I was like, really, dude, really. But anyway,
Yeah.
I shot this. This picture was the last picture that I shot at night because when I saw that picture, it blew me away, and I'm like, okay, this thing is small because compared to the leaves in my Lee, let me tell you, this thing. If I showed you my patio right now, you could spit on this creature. That's how far
That's
away it
how.
was.
Wow.
Yes, yes. I actually think I took it from my patio, as a matter of fact. And I had this picture for a while, and I was going through deleting some, and sometimes I get bored and just want to see if I can find more stuff, you know. And then
Now,
that popped up. I was like, "Whoa! I cannot." There's another one that I overlooked, and I'm like, just blown away. I was blown away. I was like, wow,
how
this one's getting posted. And when I posted it, man, people loved it. It was like people were asking if they could share it, if they could borrow it, and all that. And that's why I'm initialing my pictures now. But I mean, if people want to steal pictures, go ahead. You know, in their heart, they know they stole it. But in my heart, and I know whose picture it is, I'm not going to go into any names, but it's happened, Lee. But it is what it is, man.
yeah, that's sad state of
But what do
affairs.
you
I'm
think?
sorry that
What do you
happened to you.
think? Is there such? Have you ever heard of a Catman or a Catman cryptid that are little or
I I've not heard of the little ones, but I have heard of some catmen or feline type extraterrestrials from the James Gilliland Ranch out Esetti Ranch out in I think it's Washington State is where it's at. I think it's by I may be wrong, but I'm going to say Mount Adams or something like Mount Shasta. It's Mount Shasta, but they talk about
might have to look into that.
yeah
Mount Chaspin,
Mount Shasta, Shasta, like the drink
like the drink.
Shasta.
Okay.
Yes. Um,
Um.
I got a
uh,
quick question for you, David.
yeah. Go ahead.
How big would you say this creature would be? Like
Okay.
smaller than
The
a cat?
lead
Because people will
the
see it and say cat.
the leaves out there on the patio are probably this big. So
So it's in between
that
that.
means that means the head on this thing had to be had to be like maybe baseball size if I had to take a guess.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
it's
not lying. I wish I could say it was a huge giant creature, but it's not compared to the leaves. But hey,
hey, you caught it. You didn't know it was there.
what you see in the picture is what you get, man.
Yeah, you
But
caught
what got me is just the sheer just ugliness in the eyes and the slits in the eyes and the definitely a good photo and a lot of people are interested in it and like that photo.
from my perspective, what I'm looking at here because I'm looking at it on a big screen. Um, I can see the nostrils in it. I can see the shape of the nose. The nose doesn't have a shape
Yeah.
like a normal cat does, because we have four cats
See
here.
and see.
The nose looks a little bit longer,
Well,
like the bridge. It has a bridge.
I'm glad I took that picture with the flash because I don't think nothing would have showed up, Lee.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
you
I
know,
had my porch light on.
that's another theory I've got about, and it's just my theory, but like when people try to take pictures of ghosts or whatever, I don't think their cameras are quite fast enough. And a trick that
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
because
about,
as soon as they hear that whoop or a flash, they're gone, right?
actually, I think if they're intelligent hauntings, I think they
They
already know
know
your intention. Your
they know what a
intention,
camera is.
right? They know your intention as you go in to do your investigations. But I think that a trick that I would like to try if I were going to ghost hunt, I don't know how I could rig it up, but I'd try to figure out a way to hook up a strobe light that would blink in a very
Hey,
fast frequency, so that if they did, how like what do they call them? The strobe lights. You move in front of them, you try to move fast, but it looks like it's going slow. If you
right.
used some kind of a strobe light with a camera, you could maybe catch the image of something in between the blinks. That's just my thought, because like a
Hey,
light on an engine, the engine's spinning really fast, and you
right,
can adjust the timing,
right.
it slows it
Like
down.
a timing belt with the
Timing
light
gun.
on it, and you can
Yes.
see. Yeah, I know. I got you.
Yeah, and I think that
That dude, that is. You know what? You're probably onto something there.
because it be frequency specific, because
Wow.
they talk about different frequencies. They would be in a different frequency than what we're in.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that we have to use a light source like that to catch that. I've never seen that on any of the ghost hunting shows, and if anybody out there wants to use that technique, go for it. I think it'd be interesting to find out,
Hey, just to
especially
make sure it cuts you a check.
you could even maybe use a motion sensor. And as soon as the motion sensor picked up whatever movement, spectral movement or whatever, if one
Mm-hmm.
came into frame, it'd automatically kick on the strobe and start recording.
Yeah.
I bet somebody's
Well,
probably done it, but I've
like
never
I
seen it.
said, like I said, I know the paranormal is real, Lee. The first
Mm-hmm.
time I messed, like I told you, the first time me and my brother messed with EVPs, and then that story with the Ouija board that haunted our house. Man, I tell you, every time we used the EVP, we got something clear as day, and that made me just like, I was like, nope. I was like, I've been scared enough as a child, and I don't want to. It felt like I was being disrespectful. I don't want to poke fun at. I don't want to. Do I sound crazy? I don't want to poke fun at spirits that are trapped, and we're there just to get, just for entertainment, to try to get voices on a recorder. That, even though that's not what. Yeah, I was doing that, but I felt bad because I couldn't help this poor lady that asked on the EVP, "Can you help me?" There it is,
Mm-hmm.
Lee.
That
That's it.
is,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's a good picture right there. You want to explain to us a little bit
Hmm.
about that? Now, you didn't color those eyes in
No,
right up
no.
these right
Well,
here.
no. The one on the right is real. The one on the left isn't. But I shouldn't have put it there. I shouldn't have put it there because I didn't see the arm at first. I didn't see the arm covering the eye. I'll send you another picture later that will show you the eye. This right eye is exactly what it looks like.
This one right here.
Yes.
This one
And
right
then
here.
and at first I messed with it so fast I didn't even take the time to look at this arm. To me, this looks like an arm. He's crouching down. It
Right
almost
here.
looks like he's crouching down on his knees, and then back here is a foot.
Like
If you take the arrow,
right
no,
over here.
take the arrow further back to the left, kind of behind his buttocks. See that little, yeah, that right there. It almost looks like a little foot sticking out, but I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
um, Yeah, I'll tell you a story about you know how you said he looked like he's covering up his eye. So the eye on the right is the which would be this one here. That's the original.
It
The
almost
original.
made me feel it almost made me feel like he didn't want his picture taken, Lee. So he was like,
Right. And so you did this one though. This dot right here you
yes,
put in there.
yes,
Okay, that was just to give you perspective of the eye.
right, yeah. But looking back on it now, I shouldn't have done it. But
Can you see?
I got like six more other pictures of that one with just the one eye, and then you can see the arm covering the other one, and it's weird. It almost looks like it's covering its eyebrows to shade the his picture being taken. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen
Did you use your flash
on
on this
picture.
one?
On picture, if I would have seen that, if I would have seen that, I wouldn't have had time to take the picture because I would have been running home.
Did how big was this and how what
How big do
monster
you? How big? To me, I think that's a juvenile.
like a juvenile dog man? I
Yes,
don't know if you can see it or
probably. If I had to guess, and if he stood up, maybe 4 or 5 feet tall,
I don't
maybe 4, 4.5 feet tall. Because he just looks little and in a ball. And
I don't
again, I went back to that same spot. Um, I like to try to go back to find hair samples, footprints, stuff like that. And of course, there's nothing. And I did an estimation of there's a where did I use that at? The bushes and the leaf structure. I estimated it to be small. I don't want to say 3 foot because that's little. Um, but crouching down, I added a foot just to just to do it. It looks a little bigger to me, but I could be wrong. It really is hard to guess in these pictures, but that's a close up right there. That's uh, Paul and Kirk told me that's probably my best picture right there.
do you I don't know if you can see it or not, but over here on this eye, can you see the eyelid at the top and the bottom?
No, no, that's the okay. I'm glad I didn't add anything to that. That's the eye that I left alone.
Do you see it? It looks like an eyelid at the top and then one at the bottom. It may be hard for you to see.
Holy, I sure do. I
And
sure
there
do.
and it
I
caught the I shined
especially
from the
I can especially see the top one.
yes, yes. Um,
Wow.
here's
Wow.
here's a little story for you. You know how you say he's like covering his one eye up?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I worked with a guy. He was a anesthesiologist, and he had lived on Indian reservations, and he went hunting and did different things. And he liked to go up to Alaska. He ended up buying him a little place up in Alaska and doing like a little homestead up there. But he was telling me a story. He said he went out one night on the porch of his cabin and was using a bathroom and off the porch, and he heard something, and he turned his light on, and there was a bear standing on the side of the porch, and the bear had its hands up over its eyes. And there's an old saying that says, "Don't let them feel your gaze upon them," meaning if you make eye contact, just like sitting in the restaurant, you looking at somebody and you turn and you somebody's looking at you. It's that thing, but animals will do that, and bears will do it. They'll close their eyes
Almost
or they'll cover their eyes.
almost like what are you looking at? You want something?
Yes, like they don't want you
Wow.
to. They think that by them not looking at you or freezing and not making eye contact, that you won't sense their presence. And I've had
Wow.
veteran tell me he was a sniper in Vietnam. He told me he said that they get pretty close when they go in. When snipers go in, they get pretty close to try to get close to their targets, and they're
Mm-hmm.
basically in enemy territory. And especially him, he was in the jungle, and he said that they trained them. They specifically trained them that if the enemy came close, to not look at them. Do not look at them. Look at them through your peripheral vision. Do not make eye contact.
Uh,
And he said that
not just the
yes,
animal instinct, human instinct too.
yes, and he said that he'd had enemies so close to him that he just knew that they could hear his heartbeat. His heartbeat was beating really fast, and he
Wow.
just knew that they could hear his heartbeat. But that's how close
Woo.
they could be to him. But he said he would not make eye contact, and then they would go on by. But he said they were specifically trained that way, not to make eye contact. And
Smart.
it's because of that instinct. And I had many conversations with him at night. And we talked, and I told him, I said, uh, when you're in that situation, he said, like, his eyesight would be more in tune, his sense of smells more in tune, his hearing's more in tune, because it's life or death into those abilities. And
Wow.
I
Almost
told
like
him,
you train your senses to be heightened.
well, yes, it's like a natural instinct. Your senses become heightened, and I told him, I said, it's because it's the closest that a human being is to being an animal. We basically are an animal, but
Right.
we put ourselves above the animals. But it's the closest that we are to a wild animal at that point, when it's life or death, because that's what it is for animals out in the wild. It's life or death, and they are really in tune with that uh, ability. So
That's a good point, Lee. I'm glad you brought that up.
yeah, um, I sure miss my friend. He passed away
I'm sorry
two
to hear
years
about that.
2 years
Sorry to
ago.
hear
Man,
about that, brother.
he was a I appreciate that. He was a good mentor, and I would like to say to all the veterans out there, thank you for your service, and we appreciate each and every one of
No
you.
doubt. No doubt. And it gets me emotional because the days we live in now, we don't hear a lot about that. We don't hear a lot about the respect for our armed, brothers in
Veterans.
arms, and I think about it all the time, Lee. I've lost friends too, and it's
Hey,
just
you
like,
know
man,
what?
we lost people have lost respect for everything, man, and it really sucks. It's heartbreaking.
We owe a lot to them, and we have when we
We
go to
wouldn't be
sleep,
able to
we
we wouldn't be able to live life, man. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing.
we go to sleep at night. We don't worry about people kicking our doors in, or coming in to
Amen.
murder our families, or we get to sleep good at night. But in those
Amen,
other
brother.
countries where we would go, and they would cut our head off, you wouldn't sleep good at night in them other countries. I
Hmm.
got I got a quick question for you here, David. I don't know if you can see this, but when I point this out, you might see it. Um,
Okay,
and this could be pareidolia, but it almost looks like the face of a Sasquatch. Now watch how I trace this out. Are you ready?
go ahead.
Right here would be the brow ridge. This would be the eye right here. See the black? See the eye? And then as it comes down, that would be like the bridge of the nose, and it and that would be like the
Holy
side of the
crap!
nostril. Then there's the mouth. The mouth is right there, and then the chin is down here.
Oh,
And
how do you see, man? I'm telling you, how do you see that, man? Because I see it clear as day now.
it's almost like two images in one.
Wow, wow, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's
With his mouth open.
he's I can see like the bottom lip, and I can see
Yeah.
the upper lip, and I see the slit for his mouth going back here. And
Yes.
right there's
Yes.
the edge of the lips right there,
Yep.
and there's the lip down here at the bottom, and there's his chin and a little bit of the neck right there.
Hey, maybe this dog man's riding on the back of a squatch.
It could be, or he's peeking around him or something. But
Oh man, good
but
eye, Lee. Good eye.
if they're dimensional creatures, we don't know what kind of they could be blending together. We wouldn't know.
Yep.
But
Could
yeah,
be. Could
hey,
be. I've had a theory. These could be the little pets. And they just trained them to be the beast that they are. If they have to
mm,
be.
yeah, sure, sure.
Never know.
And
I should say they're dogs.
for the listeners out there, we don't know 100% what this is. We're not saying what it is. We're just saying what we think it looks like,
Right.
right, David? You know,
Exactly. That's what we're here for. Um, Listeners, we all have opinions. We don't judge others.
nope,
No judgment whatsoever. Lee's been a good friend of mine. He supported me, and I supported him, and we never
oh
have
yeah,
any. We're in it for the same reason, just answers. It's not about, oh yeah, I'm the expert at this or I'm the expert at that. We're just
yeah,
trying to get answers and what we like and in our passion that we do and this little small time that we have on this earth, and we're all gonna have to unite sooner or later and you know
there's
just come
people out
just
there.
come yeah yeah just
They're
but yeah, no judgment whatsoever, and I want the viewers to know that because that's important. There's a lot of groups out there. There's a lot of podcasters out there. I'm not going to say any names. They're bullies. They're in it for the money. They're in it for the viewers. And I'll just leave it at that. I'll keep my mouth shut.
I just want to know the truth. I want to know, and that's
Yes,
what
exactly.
we're about
Oh,
is knowing the truth.
oh, and that we have an idea. Lee and I, our viewers, we want to call ourselves the Truth Seekers.
Oh yeah,
Were we still going to do that, Lee?
yeah, yeah, we sure will.
The Truth Seekers. No
Yeah,
judgment. We want to hear what everybody has to think.
yeah. Even if they don't agree, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We
Right.
will value their opinion. I want to have people that see it and say, well, look at it this way, look at it that way, and we can see, we'll see it how they see it, or maybe they'll see it how we see it.
Yeah.
But
Because there's a lot of people scared. I was one of them with my Ouija board experience. I didn't want to talk about it. I thought people would think I was crazy and all that. But trust me, when you talk about it, get it out there with people that have the same beliefs and won't judge you, you're going to feel a lot better. And whether it's a Sasquatch sighting, paranormal, ghost, whatever, we like to talk about it all, and we like to help people. So
it's almost like all of this paranormal stuff has a common denominator. Like it almost all ties into itself.
mhm.
Like
I treat
like
I treat my cryptid hunting the same way I do paranormal investigating, if that makes any sense. Of the praying and protecting myself, and uh, I just feel like no, I'm not. No, I'm not perfect. I'm not. The big bubble Bible thumper. Sorry, uh, but I do pray before and after I go. It's something I've been told, and I get pictures of these things. And just like in the paranormal world, there's people that don't. There's people that don't. Lee can back me up on this. There's people that don't prepare. Armor up, I should say, and they can get spiritually attacked. It's
oh yeah,
this is all real. This is all real. Good and evil is out there, and trust me, I know from experience. That's why I quit the ghost hunting and focused on just what I'm doing now. And not saying that I would ever not go back to it again, but just keep an open line. But at the same time, protect yourself. If it's whatever you believe in, it may not be Christ. Just believe in a higher power that you will be protected and you'll be good.
oh yeah. Oh,
Helps me
here's
anyway.
me too, David.
That one right there was far away, and what the reason I posted that one was it looked like. Oh, let me see if that's it. Yeah. Okay, this is in an area where I get 90% of my dogman photos. And the funny thing is, I was out. I heard a tree snap, but nothing big. Nothing like a Bigfoot ripping down a branch. But again, I was fishing. This is what I do. I have my back turned and I fish, and then I'll stop and take some pictures. But I heard tree snaps like something walking, and I'm like, hello, because there's apartments nearby and people can walk in the woods. Didn't hear nothing, so dropped my pole, took some pictures from this area where it was coming from, but I didn't want to go too close because of the trees, the snapping. I was like, man, there could be a it could be it could be a snake fell from a tree. We have a lot of water moccasins and copperheads that fall from trees, and also I didn't want to take a chance on any mountain lion or something like that. So I didn't want to go too far where I heard this sound. So I took pictures in the direction and go home, look at the evidence, and that's what I saw. And it looks like it's standing up, like fully erect, and with his arms crossed. But that could just be me. I apologize. It is blurry, but I had to zoom in, and again that takes away the pixelation of it.
Where with this arrow point, do you want me to point out anything specific? Like
No, I mean the head and the ears stick out good. To me,
like
the
like right in
the
here?
shoulder, the shoulders and the arms. But to you, do they look like they're crossed, or is that
Um,
it's hard to tell, right? Because it's so blurry.
like right up in here? Is that
Yeah,
where they are?
it's almost like he's sitting there just staring like this.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
picture.
okay, okay. I can kind of see what you're saying. It'd be like right here would be one arm, and then the other arm would be like up in
Mm-hmm.
here, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
right in here. Yeah, I can see it. But when I first
Almost,
saw it,
almost, almost, almost like, hey, what are you doing here, boy?
what I almost thought when I looked at it was like this is maybe like an arm, like right in here, like the hand,
Mm-hmm.
like a hand. That and that was the arm, but then you see the dark going up into the up in here, like the area right up through here.
Yep.
It's almost like you can see the silhouette of something even bigger because you can see the dark spots going through there,
Oh wow.
and it almost looks like the leg. Well, the leg it could even come on down
See,
like right in.
I thought that, Lee. That's funny you said that. I thought that, but I was like, I didn't see enough of the black to make out a leg, and I didn't want to be like, yeah, there's legs there. But that's funny you said that because I noticed that too.
Wow. Oh, look, David. It almost looks like the nose and the I don't know. I could just be making seeing pareidolia, but it almost looks like a forehead and a nose and another chin right there. You see that?
Yep.
And then almost like the cone shaped head coming down, and then
Yeah, I see that. Wow. Hey, you got an eye for these things, man.
yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, David?
And
You say you did
it
it.
almost, at first I was like looking at the arms wrong, and it almost looked like it might have been holding a baby. Do you see that?
Like right up. Let me
Like,
try to
like,
like
like the baby is upright, like maybe to the chest, and then the other arm is wrapped around the baby. The right arm would be wrapped around the baby, and then right where you have the arrow where you just had it.
right here,
No, go back
right
right
here.
there. That could be the baby head.
Oh, like right up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But that was just I try to look at these in so many ways to what it could be and what it
And
could be
and other
doing. But
and other people could look at it and see other stuff too. David. I mean, we
all
just
the all the time, I've had people tell me, oh man, look, you got you can see the nostrils and the teeth and there's been times I didn't. There's been times I didn't see that, and I'm like, wow, thank you,
oh yeah, wow, that's some interesting stuff here, David.
thank
Let's
you.
see. You're very welcome, my friend. Let me let me scroll up and see if there's any more. Oh, what? Okay, what do we got here, David? Wow, look at that, man! Like you can see it almost.
Okay, that looked like a cluster, man. This one tripped me out, Lee. It looked like a cluster of dog men. Look, you can already see one on the bottom, eyes. The very bottom, right there. There's two sets of eyes. And then if you go to the top, you see ear tusks at the very, very top.
Right up
To the
in
right,
here.
to the right, go to the right, right there.
Okay.
And then look in the middle, and it almost looks like more arms and bodies and to the left at the top left, you can see another eye and a snout right there,
Right in here.
right there, and then a snout that's white, and then the snout, and then the nose looks white. But what really got me was the one on the bottom. It looked. I've gotten clusters
Sorry
of.
about that.
No, you're good.
Right there with you. Sorry.
I've gotten cluster images. That's what I call them because it looks like a bunch of them wrapped in one. And check this out. Scott Carpenter said that they will actually show up in portals like that. And I was blown away. I was blown away when I heard that.
Yeah. Wow.
Because like what if a portal opens up, you know, what what makes sense? One coming out or a whole family?
Right. You would if you're
By
going to
what
spend that.
you know, thank God I don't see these things when I'm there because I would definitely be a Charmin moment running. But um, I forgot about that picture. Yeah, I have a couple other ones like that are all cluttered together, and you can see even little like skinny arms, and most of them here are frail. And Paul told me he's seen the same ones where he goes in Kentucky. He said they're malnourished and like that makes sense because the creek behind me. I mean, yeah, there's critters, but we don't have a lot of deer. We don't have a lot of. It's all small game. There's fish, but it just makes me wonder.
No. You don't have many deer at all.
We have deer in the surround. Okay, I'm in like the southwest part of Fort Worth, which is kind of it's Benbrook. It's kind of country, but all out west of me is country, where these things could be coming from, and that's where all the deer are at.
What
Oh
is?
yeah, we got. Oh, uh, I got that picture off of YouTube, and I never seen that, and I thought that was crazy,
That is creepy right
isn't
there,
it?
man.
Isn't it? I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a shapeshifter turning into a rake or an alien or what, but I had to share that on the Telegram because I thought that was awesome.
When I see stuff like that, I always count the fingers to
Oh,
see.
let's see. Look how long they are,
I know. Wow.
and
You know,
it's almost like something. Oh no, it wasn't somebody driving up. It was a trail camera. That was supposedly a trail camera photo. And
who knows?
I screenshot those because I don't want them to get taken down. You know how many videos I've seen of cryptids and trail cam stuff and Bigfoot stuff that will be removed. So I try to take screenshots so that I at least have them, so that way YouTube can't delete them from me.
Yeah. Um, that is amazing picture. Now,
Yeah, it is.
how did
I
you
was
come
wondering,
across?
I was wondering if you'd seen that one. I was like, man, I got to show this to Lee because I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
what it is. So, I think it said on the caption, humanoid creature caught on trail cam.
that's
And the
creepy.
funny
I'd
thing
like to
is,
know.
the funny thing is, it's one of those with not that many views. So that kind of tells me, a lot of people just don't dive too far into that rabbit hole of YouTube. That there's gems in there. You just got to find them.
What wouldn't you like to know the backstory on this and know the person
Yeah,
that took it or had it?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
It almost looks
I would
like
move.
it almost it almost looks like he's either eating the deer corn that's there, or he doesn't like the infrared and the picture being taken.
one of the things that just by looking at this, it almost looks. Does it look like to you that there's like snow on the ground right there?
Possibly, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it does. But I also know on trail cam photos, depending on a lot of them stay on like the black and white mode, and
Right,
the ground will look white.
right. I just, just looking at it, I'm not trying to
I would
knock it
like
or anything, but
I
I'm
would
trying
like
to
to
make
see
sense of it.
yeah, I would like to see the eyes on that thing.
Yeah, I would too. And another thing that I'm looking at here, I just hope that it's not an emaciated person that froze to death outside and somebody took a picture of it. You know what I'm saying? Because they look,
That would be sick. But
yeah, it would.
what's weird is how long the arm is from the arm, the elbow, and then the weird looking feet.
Yeah, I would like to be able to see that foot more. It almost looks like it has something on back through here. Do you see where I'm circling right there, David?
Yep. Yep.
It almost looks like it has a slipper on or something. Do you see? Do you
Mm-hmm.
kind of see that?
Wicked.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna.
I sure hope it was nothing human, man. That's sad.
Yes, it is. Okay, here we go, David. Here's another one of your pictures, and I see the two little red dots up there. Now, did you put that up there? No, did you put the red dots to it?
Hold on.
Like there's a red dot right there, and then there's one over here. Or was that like that when you took the picture?
No, I didn't add the red dots to that one. There's another one. There's another one with a big cluster of dogmen, and I did add red eyes, but it was like that. It was like that other one that I call the cluster.
Huh.
Yeah, isn't that
Let me.
crazy?
Yeah, it is. Wow. And now this
You know
one's
what
a
you know
small
what
one.
I thought it was? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Well, no, my flash doesn't work in the daytime, so it's just man, it just boggles me.
I
It
can see the
boggles
red.
me. It boggles
Red.
me, and then it almost was like in a weird like I don't know, like leave me alone stance, like hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, that was your take on it, David. It's like
Yeah.
you're
When
sick.
I saw it, it was almost like it was hiding, and it did not want me to know it was there.
Hmm. Can you see the red dots, David? Is that so that the picture just picked up those red dots? That isn't something that you put in there like to make eye shine, is it?
I'm trying to see. I don't see the red dots.
Let me see here.
Are they real tiny?
Yeah, they're real tiny. Yeah, like one right there, right at the top of
Okay,
the.
my bad. Oh, Lee, my bad, dude. My bad. Now that I see that whatever you did, you zoomed in or something. I did
Yeah.
add two little red ones. Yes.
Okay. Just to give it perspective, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now I feel bad.
Well, I thought that you might have put those in there because
Yes.
the shape, just the shape of it.
Well, yeah. Like I said, the reason I do is I get people. I don't see nothing. Point out, circle it, put arrows. I don't like to do arrows and circles. So, what I said, I will add eyes, and hopefully this will help. And people started liking that better. But I'm trying to
What?
stay away from
Yeah.
that because it makes it seem phony, and I don't want to be like that. And then also, I want it to be 100% genuine without any whatever Photoshop, whatever you want to call it.
Now, when you do this, David, are you actually taking photographs, one right after another, or are you using a video, like, and then going back and analyzing the
I do
video?
both. I do both because of what Paul and Kirk told me.
Well, that's cool.
I've had luck with just taking pictures in an area that I've gotten most of my footage, and then I take a video walking behind me when I take my hike to go fishing, and then when I come home, I will go frame by frame and get pictures that way.
Um, that
That one that we looked at with the that looked like was looking through binoculars.
yeah,
That was through a video of frame by frame.
huh?
Yeah, isn't
Wow.
that weird?
Yes, yeah, it
And
is.
it freaked me out because I'm like, what if that thing was right behind me, man, and I was dead to rights?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What are we looking at in this picture here, David? I see the stick.
That was I took a picture of a. I don't get too many crosses or X's, and the path I go fishing, that was laying there. There was a cross and a stick perfectly like balanced in between two. You know, it could have been nothing, but it could have been
You,
absolutely nothing. But I thought that was weird that it was there because I was there the day before and it wasn't there.
now, does a
And I
lot
didn't mess with it. I went around it. I've been told not to mess with them things.
now does a lot of people have access to this? Is that so like somebody could have walked down through there and just and done that, or did I don't know if you noticed
Uh,
or not, but there's an X back
no,
there on the floor.
it is closer to the creek where people take their kids fishing, but there's a trail that will go for a mile and a half down the Trinity River where it gets more dense and in the woods, but you have to walk up in the woods to go around the rocky part of the creek because there's just so many snakes. That's how I have to
Mm,
avoid it. That's where it's more isolated and people won't go. But
yeah,
right by my apartments where there's a steep hill and a creek, that's where people take their kids fishing and stuff like that. I go further down the river where opens up and gets rockier and more wooded area.
do you do a lot of fishing back in that area?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Uh,
I
just a second, Lee. I'm sorry.
yes, sir.
I'll be right back, Lee.
All righty.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get them ready. I'm not I can't right now. All right, brother. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Hey, David, if you've got something that you need to do, you're more than happy to jump
Oh,
off here if you
I
need
already
to.
took care. I already took care of it.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Uh, you're welcome. So, this could be just like
Yeah, that was nothing big. It just stuck out to me because I never see X's or crosses, and I was like, I'll take a picture of it.
yeah, that's hey,
It could have been we have lots of squirrels and all that. It could have just fell perfectly in between that tree branch.
can you tell me what you've been told about don't mess with the like the X's or the
I don't. I've been told and I've heard from other researchers, podcasts, shows, all that, um, not to mess with them because it could be a territory like hey, this is our area. We don't want you hunting here. Maybe that's why they put those up. It's like their area. Do not, basically do not enter. Basically like cryptid graffiti. This is our hood. Stay out. And
yeah, the more territorial
if
mark.
you sorry if you f with our area or come in, bad things can happen. And that's just what I've heard, Lee. I don't know if it's true, but I have heard a lot of people say it. Do not mess with the TP structures, the X structures, the uh,
Arches.
the arches. Matter of fact, that documentary, the Sasquatch theory you sent me of the killing fields, that
Yeah.
gentleman, the old gentleman that had all the animals die on his land.
Yes, sir.
Well, he had a Sasquatch apparently shake a tree branch or something and made an X or something, and he went out there with his mule and everything and moved it. And next thing you know, he had dead deer carcasses, twisted necks, and you name it. And he took it as it made him more mad. It made him want to go out there and try to catch what it was that was doing it. But you know how that goes. You're just not going to do it.
Right. Wow.
But it is
That's
something I've heard. I don't know if it's true. But I didn't want to take any chances and be like, forget that X. I'm going through.
wow. That's interesting. I there's an area down here where we live at. An old guy was telling us that he had bought a truck in the, I think it was in the 50s when he said he bought the truck off of a guy that fished along the river. And this guy had an experience with a Bigfoot and never went back fishing, and he loved to fish. And
Oh man,
he said
that
I
sucks.
believe that man because that man had a passion for fishing, and he never would go back. But there's on the way down there by where that little river is, we noticed that just before you get to the river, there's an X, like they've got it marked. Something's got it marked. And my wife just found another one the other day in the same area. So there's two X's right along the road. I mean, it's like what I think they're doing with them is they're marking their spot with the X, and they're telling the others this is the way to go to avoid human contact, because it's in pretty dense wooded areas where we see the X's when we find them. So
Wow,
that's
that's
my theory
definitely
anyway. It's
yeah.
it's like
They're definitely seems like some of them are some kind of no trespass sign from them. You know.
yes, and I think it's not necessarily that it's not a no trespassing sign as much as it is there's safety here. There's a You are secluded here enough that you're not going to be seen type of deal. That's what I think. It
Oh,
could be no trespassing,
hey,
but I
hey,
think that it's a safe
I
passage.
like that. I like that theory.
Yeah, yeah. That's just my theory, but it could be no trespassing. But um, it that's kind of what way I take it is because the areas that
Hey,
I've seen it, I thought to myself, if I was going to avoid humans, this would be one of the areas you would do it. And like if they seen the X or they, like, and I think they follow from one X to the next structure. And okay, here, I don't know if you saw the stuff that I put online when I was doing the Facebook page of the Indian trees, where the Indians would bend trees so that they would be they would come up and then they would go horizontal. And the reason they made them like that was because um, when a hunter is in the area of a where he's going to hunt, he's looking for vertical. He's looking for vertical movement, especially deer. He's looking for the back of the deer and vertical lines, and that's how a lot of hunters pick up their prey is looking on the horizontal. And anyway, that they marked what was called Indian marker trees, and they would bend a tree in a certain shape so that what they would tell people, what the marker trees told them was that there were, or the theory is that it told them where the rivers are, because I believe I found a couple of them around here. I can tell you 100%, but I usually go try to find the bigger diameter ones. But the ones that I found around here, they point right towards the rivers, and they'll usually have a knob on the front of them, and that knob is where they tied leather to the little sapling. They made a cut in it, and then they bent it over and put a leather
wow,
band on it and tied it to the ground so that it would grow in that direction. And some of them
wow,
will even have where they'll have two splits on them to where they're pointing in two different directions. So usually it's water sources that they point at, or like one of them even have like the head of a horse on it. Like they had carved out the head of a horse, and one looked like a bear, and just different animals. So that would tell you when you come up and you found those structures that that area was good for bear or buffalo, or you know what I'm saying, deer or whatever, that's what your hunting where your hunting grounds were. Well, if they did that,
Wow.
because they've
That is
taken out so many
awesome.
trees there, we'll never know exactly how the that you could have followed the pattern of the Indian trail marker trees, because now they're just in like there'll be like one on this property, or one 10 miles away, so you would never. But I bet that the Indians had them set up in a way that they went from when they pointed in a direction, you followed that direction and you found the next one, and then that one would tell you what other direction to go to. You see what I'm saying? So I think that maybe that was some knowledge that was passed down to the Indians through the Bigfoot, because they say
You
that
took
they
hey,
use.
you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say we talked about that how they you know train them making tools and medicine and all that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
And they've been known through time to help the Indians, at least by the way the stories go, and
Hmm.
that's why I said that the X's, I believe, are safe zones for the Bigfoot, or the more undetectable areas where they can move through, because I think they migrate through. I don't know necessarily. There's probably a few areas where they stay that are safe to them, but I think, and have enough food or whatever, but I think they stay on the move, and they eat food in different areas so that they don't deplete their resources, and they just keep moving.
I
But
agree.
that's just my theory on
I
that.
agree.
Uh,
Too many clans out there just to be staying in one spot. And
I have another theory on where the areas where they frequent, or where they move through, and I don't know that this is true or not, but it's just my theory. We went to a Monster Mart down in Arkansas, Fouke, Arkansas, and we were talking to the owners about Bigfoot. We stayed there for a couple hours. I mean, it's just a little place, but it was so cool. We just had to hang out and talk to the locals and the people that owned it. And the lady shared with me a story about a man that came there, and he had some kind of electronic device where he could detect these creatures, and it was run off of some kind of a radio frequency or something, and he'd been like a law enforcement type guy or whatever, but he told her there was a cave on one side of the road, and then a cave on the other side of the road, and there was a male and a female. One lived in one cave and one lived in the other, and they would come out and they would meet each other or do whatever. And but anyway, she said when the CB's radios were popular in the 70s. You remember when a lot of people, there was like a trend back in the 70s. I remember my dad and family members, they had CB radios, and they had they talked on
oh
them or
yeah,
whatever. It was
the
like a cell phone area.
good old 70s and 80s.
Yes. And so where I'm going with this is, I believe, this is just my belief, because I know this to be true where I'm at, where I've found my footprint, and the people that I know that have seen them around this area. There's a lack of cell phone signal in the areas where the footprint and where the sightings are, and I bet you could go on a map and find where the uh, cell phone signals are just a very sparse, and I bet those are areas where they either frequent, or that's where they live at a lot of times, because the lady said that when the CB radio fad or whatever in the 70s came on, that this guy that came in and had this device told her that they do not like the CB radio frequency, and that they will try to get out of the
Wow.
area away from it. So
Wow.
if they're
So
sensitive
it keeps
to
them more. They know it keeps them more protected.
yes.
Isn't it weird how they hate CB frequency? They hate
Mm,
trail camera and frequency, whatever that could get off, batteries, whatever. It's just
mhm.
it's very interesting.
Yes, it is. It's almost like, and here's another thing, David. They travel along power lines, right?
Yes,
Maybe
I've heard
that
that.
kind of energy feels good.
I've heard that with Sasquatch and Dogman.
Yeah, and I've heard that with UFO sightings as well. That they see them travel. The UFOs will travel the power lines. Have you ever
See,
heard
there we
that?
go. That makes me think of harnessing energy.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
what we don't know. You probably know what these things run on, but what if they just need a little bit of electricity and oh, let's go cruise by these power lines. All right, we got a full take. Let's go.
Right. Well, like they've got meters. They have meters that will pick up the radio frequency or the radiation that's coming off of the electronic devices, especially like smart meters that's on your home or whatever like that.
Yeah,
So if that's giving off radiation, maybe these things know how to harness that radiation and you use it.
good.
It's
Yeah,
subtle.
good
It'd be
point.
like subtle radiation, or
Wow.
there's something there. I don't know. That's just a theory. If it's giving off a frequency, like the Wi-Fi. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I've heard them talk about how they could charge batteries using Wi-Fi, like um, to charge. I don't know how it works, but some kind of device I've seen these guys had built that was running LED lights off a Wi-Fi signal. Like it was
Oh,
picking the Wi-Fi signal up out of the air and
you're
running
kidding.
running the LEDs. No,
Wow.
so that's a that's an interesting theory anyway. So,
Awesome.
well, David, do you want to call it a night on this one?
Yeah, man.
And
Hey, thanks for calling me, man. I was thinking about it earlier, and I almost called you actually, and because uh the wife's been out of town, and I'm bored, and man, I love to do these shows, and thank you
no
for hitting me
problem.
up, asking me, man. It's always a pleasure, and thanks again for including me. I always have a blast, man. Thank you.
Hey, you're the Phantom of Fort Worth, my friend.
The Fort Worth, the Fort Worth Phantom coming
That's
to
right.
you from Texas.
The Lone Star State. Coast Lee from the southern Indiana, the hills of
Leave the G from Indiana.
Thanks for sharing all your pictures with us, David. And
Oh yeah,
it was a pretty
yeah.
interesting.
I'll definitely work on getting some better, clearer ones, and then share them with you guys.
It's never easy to try to find this stuff or try to make heads or tails out of it, and you get what you get when you go out there, and you can get some good stuff or you can get some bad stuff, or it just doesn't. It's just a luck of the draw, right, David?
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
same way with the cryptid, the
Yep.
cryptid experiences
Yes,
that's
sir.
out there. I didn't ask to see the UFO that I saw, but it was out there, and I got pictures of it, whatever it was.
Hey, everything happens for a reason. I always say that, and
Absolutely.
maybe that was your calling, man, to figure these things out. there,
Yeah. Well,
something's definitely drawn to you, and I can tell you got intuitive abilities, big time.
I appreciate that, and I think you've got
Mhm.
some of the same abilities too, David.
I've been told that. I just thought I was different and crazy.
David, I believe everybody has those abilities. They don't know
I
how
was
to
like,
look into
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, they when you get older and they tell you, what you can't believe in stuff like that.
Have you ever met someone like right off the bat, and within half a second, you can tell that person's a good person or not?
Yes,
I'm the same
and
way. I
not
am the
only that,
same way. I am the same way, and it blows my wife away. And I'm like, my wife's like, give him a chance. You don't know. And then a month later, she's like, you're right. And I'm like, I told you.
I've got that to the degree, David, where I can see somebody
Mhm. I knew
walking
you.
down,
Yeah, I knew you would too.
walking from a distance. I can tell. I can pick pretty well pick them out in the crowd or in the
Oh
distance. I know
wow,
they have good
that's on
intentions.
another level. I'm talking about like me shaking their hand and looking them in the eye. Then I can tell. But picking
Yes,
from a crowd, man, you got it.
yeah, I can like say, stay away from there, because I can sense it.
That's
You
awesome,
know,
Lee.
and I think it's because we're empathic. We're an empath where I can feel if I see somebody that's been hurt it's like wherever they're hurt out on their body, I can feel electric energy shooting through my, it'll shoot pain through whatever area that I'm looking at on their body, if that makes sense.
Wow.
It's like say
Wow.
if somebody had a leg cut off, it's almost like I can feel pain right there where the leg is gone. And I don't, it's like
That's
a
some
sympathetic,
that's
empathic.
some mind blowing stuff right there, brother.
Yeah, it's not fun to feel that way, and
No.
a lot of times, but I think I don't know if you're like this or not, David, but for me, it wears on me so much that I don't like to be around a lot of people. I don't like to be in a crowded room. I don't like to. I actually don't like to be in a room that has 5 people or more. I've got to
I'm the
leave.
dude. I'm the same way. I suffer from social anxiety and uh dude, I can't even go to Walmart. I'll leave my shopping cart in there and leave. I haven't been to a Walmart in probably 12 years. That's how bad mine is. I cannot. I'm like you, like 5 or 6 people in a house. That's enough for me.
If I do go in somewhere, I want in and I want out.
Yes.
I want to get in and
Like,
I want
hey,
to get
you know what? I take that back. I did go to Walmart at 4 in the morning for fishing equipment because nobody was there and I was in and out.
out. Oh yeah,
It's
Berkeley power bait.
some fishing line and some weights, and I was out of there.
Heck yeah. Oh man. Yeah, fishing is something fun, isn't it, David? It's like there's something on your line, you don't know what it is, and you want to see it. That's just the same way it is with
especially,
this paranormal
especially,
stuff.
especially top water.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
I wish I could get you out here in Texas, man. The top water, them big old 6, 7, 8, 9 pounders will blow up on it. Oh man.
I'll bet that's fun.
You know what the weird thing is though, and we'll get off. You would think the big 7, 8 pounders would fight and be the strongest, right?
Right.
Well, there's a little lake I go to, man, and these little 2 or 3 pounders are strong. Feel 10 times stronger than these big 6, 7, 8 ones. It's weird. It is
Huh.
so weird. I'm like here I am holding a picture of a 8 pound bass and I can catch a 2 pounder that fought 20 times harder. I'm like, man,
Wow.
this lake. Maybe she was tired or something.
You know, it could be.
hey, hey, but I'll take it, right?
Heck yeah. Have you ever caught a smallmouth bass?
Never have. We don't have
Hey,
we
you
don't
what?
have a lot here. We don't have a lot here. There's a lake in East Texas that has them, and I would love to go, man. I would love to go because I heard they fight just as good.
Oh, they're fighters, man. I've caught
Get
both
you
big
get you a little
largemouth and
ultralight rod and reel, and shoot, that'd be the all day right there.
you got a 2 or 3 pounder on an ultralight, it'd be more than you'd want to handle, man. I'm telling you, they fire a lot
Ultralight with like a tiny torpedo or whatever. You already know.
a Rapala, a nice Rapala.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
David, I think it's time for us to sign off here.
Okay.
We've done it. We did it again, my friend.
Awesome show, and thanks for the clips of the pics, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, we'll do it again, David. I see. I don't know what the if we're allowed to look at videos on there and to critique them or whatever, but I'd like to be able to watch videos and look at
Um, you
pictures.
can, you can. I won't say his name. I was part of his group. He was from Texas. You know who he is. Uh,
Yes.
someone helped him where you could play YouTube videos and talk about it. I think it. I don't know how. I don't know how it was done, but I could figure it out. I could ask somebody.
Well, I like the
Is that
legal
what you're?
aspect.
Is that what you're asking? Like,
Yeah.
hey, let's look at this clip of a Sasquatch on YouTube, and then we all
Yeah.
talk
Let's
about
talk
it.
about it. Yes.
You can do that. You can do that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah. Well,
we'll
well, I mean, we did it. We did it 2 or 3 times, and nothing happened. Not that I know of, but.
yeah. It's I would really love to look at some videos. Well, Thinker Thunker does it all the time. You know what? Thinker
Hmm.
Thunker, he picks stuff apart. That's
Yeah.
another thing, David. Let's mention on this show tonight, at the end here. Let's tell people about some good, like Dogman channels and some good Bigfoot channels to go to, like the Scott
Oh,
Carpenter
oh,
and
I
Tim.
got you.
Oh, all right.
I like. Well, always a fan of Vic Cundiff. He's never done nothing to me. I've always been friends with him. It's actually how I got started into the Dogman phenomenon. And also his other show, My Bigfoot Sighting, and
Mhm.
it's a different kind of show, and it's awesome too. Subscribe to that; you'll like it. I also like. Um, oh, Lee, you're gonna have to help me with this one. There was
Old
another
Bears
one.
Den of Bigfoot. We got to
Huh?
mention old. We got to mention Old
Oh
Bears
yeah!
Den of
Shout out!
Bigfoot.
Shout out! Shout out to Old Bear.
Den of
Yes, yes. Old Bear, man. Oh, but let me warn you guys. He's got some graphic stuff, and it says it in the beginning. Just make sure there's no kids around, and he'll
Bigfoot.
even put in his videos, kids 13 and under shouldn't listen to this. And I was like, wow. So I listened to it, and man, some terrifying stuff. But definitely shout out Old Bear. I love listening to his encounters. I'm trying to
He's
think
got some
who else.
encounters. He's got some encounters on his show from my neck of the woods down here.
Yes.
I'm not too
Oh,
far from
dude,
the.
dude, he's
I'm
man,
not too
he's got
far away.
he's traveled a lot because he has the RV, and he's been all over. He's been all over, man. He can man. Let me tell you what, he's the real deal. And I'm trying to think who else.
Let's give a shout out to Marvin Allen. You want to do that? Let's give his channel. You want to do
Sure,
that?
sure. Hey,
What can
I
you
thought,
tell
hey,
us?
shout out,
I always
Mar.
mess his channel up when try to say it, but you can. I bet you can say it.
Yeah, shout out Marvin Allen, man. We miss you. True Encounters. Go check him out. True Encounters. With Marvin Allen. I think he still does live streams, and he is one of the best encounter tellers out there. Trust me,
Oh my man,
trust
he
me.
is good.
I mean,
He is awesome.
yeah, even Lee can back me up on that. And actually, he's downloaded some new encounters. Um, Go check him out. You won't be disappointed. And if he's even been on Vic's show, and go and look at all his comments when he was on Vic's, they all say, man, when is Marvin coming back? When is Marvin coming back? That's how good of a storyteller he is.
When
And
you get started on Marvin stuff,
yeah,
you get addicted.
he definitely paints a picture. And it's if you like this kind of stuff, definitely check it out, man. Marvin's a great guy, and we miss him. And always shout out to Marvin. We're always going to be good friends, no matter what.
Awesome. Who else?
Yes,
Who else
sir.
you want to mention in this lineup, David?
Oh,
How about
Tom, North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal. I think I said that right. North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal with Tom Cardos. He's got
oh yeah,
a show. He's got a show too, where he does a podcast, and he's helped me out a lot. Good friend of mine. Check him out. Good friend of Lee as well. He's
oh
on
yeah.
our Telegram, and man, he's an encyclopedia of knowledge too. I got a lot of catching up to do with you and Lee, man.
That's what it's going to take is a lot of people with a little bit of
Yeah, I'm
knowledge,
like, I
man,
wish.
coming together.
But yeah. I tell you what, though, we are woke, and I'm getting there. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
shout out to Tom. He's got a great show. Check him out.
How
Again,
about
that's North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal Project. That's what it is. And
awesome?
great group. Awesome podcast and shows. He always has great guests. And who knows? Maybe we'll have him on here soon.
Oh yeah, a special guest appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how about How to Hunt with Steve Isdale? Is it Isdall?
Steve with How to Hunt.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
I
got a
still,
really good show.
yeah. Could you plug that one?
Yeah, it's called How to Hunt. That's how you find it on YouTube? It's How to Hunt,
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
Steve. I'm
Sorry,
not
I
sure his name.
forgot.
I'm not saying his name right. I don't think. Is it Steve
It's
Istall?
oh,
Istall? I think it is. That's as
you
close as I get.
know, for some reason, I always remember Steve how to hunt.
Yeah, How to Hunt. I think if you go to YouTube and you type in How to Hunt, you'll find his videos, and he's got like some fantastic views of some background. He lives up in God's country, up in Canada, and
Hey,
he's in
I
there
love
where
the yeah, I love the
there's
scenery
squat
that he has.
squats there.
You know, he has one of the best jobs. You know, the best office, the scenery that he has, and
Yeah. What
uh,
I like about him is he's a straight shooter and he isn't afraid to tell it like
straight
it is.
shooter, and will tell it like it is. I love it. Love
He's
it, love it, love it. Oh, and
he's
he's also a good fan of Scott Carpenter. I didn't
is
realize
he?
that, but yeah, they've kind of teamed up and talked about some stuff, which is cool.
And he knows the guy that wrote the 411, David Paulides.
Yes,
He's good friends with that guy as well. He's a man that Steve Estall guy on How to Hunt. He's a man's man. He doesn't hold back. He advocates for the underdogs, and he knows the truth out there
yes,
of
he's
these
there.
things.
I like him because he's there for the people that are suffering and hurting, you know, and being
Right.
ridiculed.
Yeah.
But one more I want to throw out there. Uh, the gentleman you subscribed me to, Sasquatch Theory.
Yes.
Uh, he emailed me, and man, he was like he couldn't believe the love and support we were giving him, and he said you know, basically the fans inspired his documentaries, which are awesome, by the way, and it was cool to hear from him and get reached out by that gentleman. His name's Miguel, and he's doing a great job, man. He's got
Yes, he is.
he's probably got one of the best documentaries out there. Whether it's the scenery, the music, he even has a encounter guests, stuff you don't want to miss. It's new, and his last show had Mr. Al Santoriga on it, and trust me, you don't want to miss that one. I've heard his encounter with the the police car hit a skunk ape,
Oh no.
and man, it pissed that skunk ape off, and I won't go into the rest. I'll let you hear it, but man, it is awesome to hear. Let's just say he did some damage to that police car afterwards.
Oh wow. Um,
Yeah,
Shout
I
out to Al
actually
Santoriga and
uh,
Sir Brian Bowden.
Brian
Bowden.
Bowden. Shout out
Bowden.
to those two. Those are
Those
two
our
awesome
guys are some.
two awesome friends of mine, and then they are can't say highly enough, man.
They've got knowledge about this stuff that's just out of this world, man. They are awesome.
and they've always been very supportive, very supportive.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Be
man.
that would be another good little panel there, Lee.
Oh yeah, and we can't forget Lisa Almagordo. I think Almagro. Is it Almagro or how do you say her name? Almagro.
I know how to spell it. Lisa Almagro. I'm not sure, but she's gonna kill me for that. Sorry, Lisa. Sorry,
my
Lisa.
my name gets botched up too.
I'm gonna call
But
her Lisa A.
Lisa A,
Uh,
there you go.
yeah,
She knows who she is.
Lisa, we miss you too, and you're gonna be on our show soon, so don't be shy.
Yeah, you might as well bring it, Lisa. Come on now, you can do
If
this. You're a warrior.
if we get Tracy on, then you got to come on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, shout
Well,
out to
Dave,
Lisa. She's a true she's been there from she's been a good friend of mine for a while, Lee, and stuck with me and had my back during the times of you know the cryptid drama and all that, and you know had my back when I needed her, and that meant a lot.
she she does a really good job as a moderator, and you said she is very knowledgeable about the
She
cryptids as
is.
well.
She is. She is. And I tell you what, she is not scared one bit. She said one night she went to the barn, got growled at like 10 feet away, and she said, She said, "Shut up!" And then just went back in the house. And just went back in the house. And I tell you what, she said she didn't hear a peep from that thing afterwards.
You know why, don't you? Because Mom put him in timeout.
So I call her I call her a firecracker. She's a little
That
firecracker,
Squatch
man.
lost his. Hey, that Squatch lost his allowance.
Uh,
I said that Sasquatch lost his allowance. He had to go stand in the corner. He got put in timeout.
yeah, we'll have to bring that up when she's on. That always cracks me up. I'm like,
Yeah,
Lisa, don't do that. I'm
I
like,
want to hear
Lisa,
that
don't do that. She's like, I don't care. I was in a bad mood.
You know, they've got horses. I take it from the pictures that we see, and Bigfoot's known to hang around horses.
Mm-hmm.
Or braid. Have you ever heard them talk about braiding the horse's hair? Like they'll find mystery braids on the horse.
I think I remember. I think I remember Lisa telling me that.
Did she tell you that? Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yes.
Hey, that maybe something that we could talk to her about is the braids and
Yeah.
what
Yes. And
horses.
hey, she knows a lot. She knows a lot about Bigfoot, and she's also on like her third or fourth, fifth Cherokee class, which is awesome. And
Oh, wow.
she's learning more about the uh, Sasquatch and all that just because of the Native American stuff. And I think she would be a great guest.
I think so too. Well, with that, David, what do you say? We call her good, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Hey, thank you again, man.
Hey, no problem, David. Let's do this again. We might
Oh,
might try to do something maybe tomorrow night if that sounds good with you.
like I said, I'm always down. I'm always downtown like Julie Brown.
Oh, there you go. All right, my friend. Well, I'm gonna let you go here. Have
All
a
right,
good night,
brother.
my friend.
You too, man. You have a blessed night.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.